a lot about ServiceNow, right? We are talking about end users. Okay, we are talking about fulfillers, and we are talking about various other, players who are actually working with ServiceNow. Now, in reality, what happens is you will be dealing with a lot of knowledge. Okay, let us say an end user who joined into the organization. Okay, what happens is end user will be given with the ServiceNow access. Okay, so the end user will be logging into your service portal like this, and they will check for any information in the knowledge base. Okay, let us say how to access an email, or how to create a ticket, or how, all the how to questions, or maybe, sometimes if it is coming to the HR system, and when you logged in, when you join into any organization, you will have a lot of questions from the HR standpoint. So all that, how to questions or instructions, operational documents, every single thing can be structured in your knowledge management. Okay, so the end users can come down here and they can navigate through these categories, and they can search for that information that they wanted. Also, they can use this global search option to search. For example, let us say you are having an issue with your email client. Okay, email issue, you can simply type email issue, and ServiceNow will give you a lot of articles, okay, which are created by your technicians internally, and those knowledge articles will help you to build your help yourself. Okay, you are saying you want to create an email signature, or you want to delete or recover something, or email interruption, or spam related. Okay, any single thing, any single knowledge attribute that you want to maintain within your ServiceNow system, you can do that. Okay, so let us say I want to add some knowledge to the system, stating that how to configure Outlook. Okay, this is my simple question. Or how to work with ServiceNow. Okay, or as an end user, you logged into the system. How to create a ServiceNow incident. Okay, or else how to relate incident with problem. So these are different types of articles that you want to configure into ServiceNow system, for example. Now, all these how-to questions, where do you configure? You will configure them in your knowledge management section. Okay, here you have knowledge, go to knowledge, and in the knowledge application menu, you have various other subsections, modules, and you want to create a knowledge article, you can create it. Remember, for example, the client is moving from one system to the other system. They might be having a lot of data in the existing application. Then the data will be in hundreds, thousands. How do you load the data? You can use import knowledge article feature to import the data into knowledge management system. This will help you to build a document. Okay, the document can be dragged into this particular one, or an Excel file you can drag into this, and you can import that particular knowledge article. So when you are configuring, or when you are creating, or when you are importing the knowledge into the knowledge management system, you need to know into which database you are actually configuring. In reality, what happens is, in reality, the whole knowledge will be classified into knowledge bases. Okay, who at the knowledge base will tell you who are the users who will be able to contribute, who are the users who will be using this particular knowledge management, and what should be the workflow behind to have a knowledge article is published. For example, let us say this is my how to create, how to configure is Outlook is a technical one. So I need to say this is a IT related knowledge or a general knowledge. So you need to say if it is IT specific, then I would say IT. Okay, and then within the IT, under which category this falls into? Is it related to software, hardware, email? What exactly? Now, Outlook is being a email, and this is the category. Okay, and if you have a relevant one, you can do that, or you can add additional categories from here. Okay, click OK, and then this is my one and instructions. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. You are giving these steps how to do that. Now, if you want to attach something, you can provide that attachment link. Okay, And then if you want to display those attachments on the portal, you can do that. It's all up to us. Now I'm saving this knowledge article. Now I have configured this Outlook. Okay, I have created an article and go to my portal and search for this particular article. Does it come? The reason it didn't come because this is in the draft phase. You can see you need to publish this article, only then this article will be visible here. When you are publishing it, it will not be directly published. Okay, when you are publishing, the article will not be directly published. It will be in the review section. It will say, guys, like you need to review and approve. This will go down to one knowledge manager who will be reviewing and approving. This particular person need to review and approve. Only then the knowledge article will be into published stage. Once the knowledge article is published, and then you can see that article is available here. You can see the article is available on the portal for the consumption. So which means like, the end users now been able to use this article. They say it is helpful and yeah, this is a good article or a bad article. And then they can post comments like, they can say that you need to improvise this article and all blah blah, and you submit this comments. Also the administrators can come down and then verify this particular article. So you can see this article. Now the whole article data, whatever the feedback that you have provided here, okay, whatever the data that you have provided here, that will come down under your feedback section. So this feedback will help you to verify what kind of feedback you received, and you can work according to this particular article. Let's say tomorrow, if this article is no more, 2010 is no more available. Okay, reason is right now we are seeing like, Office 365. So this is no more valid article and you can retire it. When I said retire, again during the retirement also it will not be directly go ahead and retired. Okay, pending retirement. Reason is when you are descoping some article, you need to make sure this is properly retired. Again, this goes through an approval process. An approver should be saying yes, I am approving this retirement. Then only this article will be completely descoped from the system. Okay, now this is descoped from the system. If you go down to this particular one and go to email IT, under IT, and you have various stuff, okay, and Outlook, that article will not be available anymore. Okay, now this is how this particular article will be coming up. And if you want to republish after making some updates, and again you can republish. As I said, whenever we are doing it, it goes through certain process. Now here I have published it, republished it. So you can see that like in the second time it is not going through approval. And if you wish, you can do that. How would you do that? So whenever I'm making a change, so it all depends on this knowledge base. Go to this knowledge base. Okay, go to this knowledge record. And in this knowledge record, we will be defining how this publication should happen. There is a workflow. We will talk about what workflows and how workflows. And what should be the retirement workflow? How this article should be retired. And who can contribute it? Okay, who can contribute it? And who can read and who can contribute it? What are all the categories? How many articles? What is the featured content? Like, these are some of the records that were commented. So who can read, who can contribute? Every single thing can be configured at knowledge base level. And in this knowledge base level, I said like, Warner, Bernard. So that is why whenever I'm creating an article, so that is going to that particular knowledge manager approval. So I'm saying like according to my workflow, this record should go and approved by Warner. So that's why the record is going down to that particular person for approval. Okay, and all this configuration you will do at workflow. And similarly, you can implement any number of articles according to your requirement, and they will be available for your end user consumption. Okay, so the key concepts that you need to understand in summary for the knowledge management is what is a knowledge base? Okay, knowledge base will help you to define what should be the workflow to be followed and who is the owner, who are the managers. Okay, and then also it will help you to configure who can read and who can contribute. Okay, so these are the key advantages of knowledge base. Remember this. Okay, if this is a question that will come on your admin examination. Okay, and the knowledge article behavior will be defined based on the knowledge base that we are selecting here. Okay, the workflow will be taken from the backend knowledge base. Okay, we are selecting here knowledge base. So according to that, it goes down and then pull that knowledge article. And then when the tool, how long this particular knowledge article should be valid, you will be defining under valid too. And all the data that you are feeding in the portal level as a feedback, that will be included in the future content. Okay, so we call it as a feedback. The data is going to be stored in a table called KB underscore feedback. Remember this. So this may come up in your examination. So the data, the feedback data will be preserved in that KB underscore feedback table. So these are the key pointers that we should be learning as part of knowledge management. So you can create and you can import and you can unpublish. We talked about, we can publish it, we can retire it, and then we can see all the articles here. Okay. And if somebody submitted any articles which are waiting for publication, so they will be available here and you can publish them. Okay. So this is all about knowledge management. It's a fairly simple topic, but you probably receive 2-3 questions out from this particular topic in your examination. So it's good to have some level of understanding. Okay. Any questions on this topic?